What's happening, guys? We're back. We're gonna get rolling on exhaust today. Alright, so I know that I said I was gonna do the pedal enclosure in the firewall today, but I'm not. I'm not 100% sure how I'm gonna manage that, so I need to do a little bit more thinking about it. So instead we're gonna do the exhaust, or we're gonna get started on the exhaust system. The exhaust in this car is going to be extremely short and extremely simple. We're basically just gonna come, here, I'll show you. Here's the turbo outlet right here. We're gonna drop straight down from that, really tight radius, and then we're gonna do a 90, and we're gonna shoot it out right here, right kind of in this bottom corner. I would love to run it to the back of the car, but there's no room in the tunnel to run the exhaust, so we kind of have to run it on the outside of the car. And I'd rather not run full side pipes because you just always end up burning your leg on them. So I'm gonna hope that we can get away without a muffler because it is a turbo car, so they're normally pretty muffled as it is. And hopefully we can just get away with dumping the exhaust out the side there. It'll be clean, it'll be simple, it'll be cheap. So that's what we're gonna do today. In the future, if we do have to put a muffler on, we can build a side pipe arrangement, but we still need to have that kind of dump pipe. So materials, I have a 5-bolt stainless steel flange. I think I got this from CX Racing. I don't know, I've had this one for a while. And then I went and picked up some tubing, two and a quarter inch tubing, stainless steel again. So this has got a 180 on this end and a 45 up here. I'm not 100% sure how much of these bends we're gonna be able to use because they are fairly long radius. I'm not sure if they'll do what we need them to do, but we're gonna try, right? At least hopefully I can use that 90 to scoop it out. But we are probably gonna have to do some pie cutting, which is gonna suck, but so be it. And then I have a O2 bung because we're gonna need one of those. And then the key to the whole system, I have a V-band clamp system. So this will allow us, get rid of that. These two flanges, we'll weld one of them on kind of just inside the paneling. And then the other one will, if we do the exhaust the way that we're thinking, the other one's basically just gonna get a straight little section on it. That'll spit it out the side of the car. But if we do need to do the whole side pipe muffler arrangement, all we need to do is get another one of these clamps and then weld on the secondary system, and then it'll just clamp right on. So that's kind of the key. I have 2 bottles of argon, so we're gonna try back purging this. Stainless steel, when you weld it, if you don't purge the backside, it does something called sugaring, where it looks all nasty and kind of like grows these weird little lumps. So we're gonna try to avoid that. If it does happen, so be it. This isn't a show car. It doesn't really affect the material. So we're gonna get started on, I think the first step is, this thing has a very not round hole in the middle of it, and my pipe is really round. So we need to figure out some way to make those two fit. So we'll cut and kind of spread it open and then patch in some other bits and bobs and make an abomination. So let's just start cutting. All right, I skipped over some of the welding and cutting and grinding and filing shots because you guys have seen me do it all before. But long story short, we got the flange welded onto to our kind of downpipe, I guess. We welded all the way around on the inside. We still have to weld on the outside. We got our little add-on piece there to make it from round to this weird oval shape. We got that welded in all the way around. So I'm gonna shut her down for today, but tomorrow we'll come back out, weld up the rest of this, and then hopefully put on the 90 that's gonna turn this out to shoot out the side of the car, and the V-band clamp. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. And we're back. Got a couple more hours to work in the shop today. Not a lot. It's already dark out. It's like 8 o'clock at night. But I want to get a little bit more done on the exhaust. So last time we got kind of our little turbo bell, I don't know, downpipe, whatever you want to call it. Probably the hard part, getting this weird opening shape transitioned into a round tube. But we got that done. So our next step is this bolts onto the turbo kind of like here, and we need it to come straight out the side of the car. So we're gonna put a little tail section on there. I think we have to trim this guy up about 2 or 3 inches, and then we need to cut this. This is a 90 right now. We need to cut it back to be probably a little bit less than a 45, and then make those one. And then once we got that done, we will mark out where the kind of the body panel is gonna go, and we'll just cut it then and insert our V-band clamp system in there, so then we're kind of interchangeable. So we'll bolt this guy up to the car, start marking it out, and hopefully not screw it up. So that was easier than I thought it was gonna be. We didn't even have to cut this piece. We just cut this one, and this length happened to be right enough. So I did say that I was gonna put the V-band in here, but I started looking at it, and right now there's really no need for it. So I'm just gonna hold on to this guy for right now, and if we need to put that in the future, we can, but it's just one more thing that we don't really need to do, and it's not getting the car any closer to starting. So we're gonna put that in the drawer. I do I do have to weld in the O2 bung, but with this in the car, there's about 3 kind of likely spots that this would fit. And I don't want to do that if the O2 sensor does stick out a fair bit. So I don't want that to get in the way of anything. So I'm gonna leave that out for right now. It's pretty easy just to whack that on whenever we kind of know what things are gonna look like. So I'm gonna call this done enough for us to move on. I'm gonna, probably once I shut you guys down or tomorrow, I'm gonna finish up a couple of these welds. But other than that, this is done. It came together really nicely. The welds are, I don't know, 6, 5, maybe 6 out of 10. These ones did get a little bit hotter than they should have, but not too bad. I did back purge this with my spare bottle of argon, so there's no way you guys are gonna be able to see it, but the back side of these welds actually looks really nice. There's no sugaring or anything on the back side of these ones. When I was doing these, I didn't do nearly as good of a job, and there is some sugaring, so I've had to just kind of come back in there with a file and grind her down. So looks good. It's probably all gonna get wrapped up in header tape anyhow, because this sits like an inch away from where my feet are gonna be. So to try to keep my feet from burning off, we're gonna wrap it up in header tape, keep the temps down. But I'm pretty proud of this. That's where we're gonna end it this week, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, hit the like and subscribe button. Go check us out on Instagram, Left Foot First Media, and we'll see you next week. I'm out of here.